Good day, everyone. My name is Zinka Nila, and you are watching an exclusive interview with the Syrian ambassador to Indonesia, His Excellency Mr. Abdul Monem Anand. How are you today, Mr. Ambassador?
Good afternoon. I am fine. Thank you so much.
How would you say Syria has supported Palestine in any way?
We have been supporting our Palestinian brothers and sisters for 75 years, hosting, as I said, over 500,000 refugees. And they are accorded full rights in Syria, except voting and election rights. We offer all, Palestinians in Syria now, they own, they marry, they have businesses, they have economic activities, they have full access to education, to all kinds of development, related issues. And we will keep supporting them, including the resistance movement in Palestine, by all means, including the military component, so that they liberate their lands. And we believe that the Israelis understand one language, which is the language of force, because we have tried the language of dialogue, and they took it as an advantage in order to waste time and maneuver in order to build more settlements, to annex the Syrian Golan, and to kill more Palestinians. So we will, we are providing all kinds of assistance to the Palestinians, and we will keep doing so until their rights are recognized as human beings, equal to all other human beings.
Okay, Mr. Ambassador, we have been known that Israel have also been launching attacks on your country for decades and decades now. How have the attacks of Israel been affecting the Syria's military and civilian infrastructure?
Surely these aggressions are, having some impacts, but they will not undermine our ability and our determination to defend our country. If you look at the latest attacks on Syria by Israel and aggressions, you shall see most of the victims are civilians. Because the military, they have their own tactics and strategies in order to, have, underground fortresses and whatever infrastructure in order to protect themselves. And I would say these aggressions, having attacks, but limited attacks, they will never ever undermine our will and determination to keep on our political stance and to defend ourselves and to defend our country and to defend the Palestinians in all the possible means and resources available.
What are Syria's long-term goals in dealing with Israel?
Our stance has been historically the same. We were not changing because you cannot change your political logic. It is the same like Indonesian logic, in the sense that if you look at Indonesia political discourse in relation to all crises, it always stems from international law, from United Nations Charter, and so on, like the International Court of Justice and so on. So we always say we will go for a peace with Israel if it will implement United Nations resolutions. You have seen for sure yesterday the reaction of some Israeli racist ministers who described the International Court of Justice as anti-Semitic simply because it said the occupation of Palestine is illegal, you have to pay compensation, you have to do so and so and so. So we say, okay, we go for a comprehensive peace, lasting peace, whereby Palestinians will have their state, the refugees will go back to their homes. They still have the keys to their homes. In Syria, Jordan, everywhere. Even in Indonesia, you could find a Palestinian refugee who still holds the key to his house in Palestine. And then, independent Palestinian state, the return of the Syrian Golan, which is occupied by Israel since 1967, the return of the refugees, and then mutual measures in relation to security and other related issues. And all these, if I want to talk now, I can talk for 3 hours. How many resolutions passed by United Nations Security Council, by the General Assembly, by Human Rights Council, by so many international legal bodies and organizations, but they are not respected by Israel. Anybody who criticizes Israel now is being labeled as anti-Semitic. And this mechanism or this tool of threatening and intimidating even journalists in Europe now, in the United States, they cannot criticize the Israeli war crimes. So you have an environment, global environment, which is quite, I would say, counterproductive and negative. Our position on Israel is the same since 1948. Implement United Nations resolutions. That's all. Once Israel implements these resolutions, then peace will prevail.
Thank you so much, Your Excellency, Mr. Ambassador Abdul Monan, for the fruitful information and also your time today.
Thank you again for hosting me on TV1 and for you, Zenica. And I hope that we have also other opportunities to elaborate on these important issues in future.